Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. Available 2018, the album Dad AF. Rock on, gold dust woman. All right, let's get right into this video. We just got back into the room. My husband is like fast asleep because he has been up for 24 hours. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada for our anniversary, and we just went and saw Absinthe at Caesar's Palace tonight. It was fantastic, and then we came back and we were sitting at this bar called Monn here, and he was having a beer and I was having a Diet Coke, and I was teaching him how to play video poker, and Twitter went crazy because apparently Manny Mua had uploaded this video. Why are they deciding to upload these videos so late? That is my question, okay? This is some PR tactic, like to get ahead for the next day before the drama channels come out. The drama aggravation channels, as now we've been called by the Washington Post. Blow it out your ass. So anyway, he posts this video. It is called My Reality Check. It is 25 minutes and 26 seconds long. He literally goes over, okay, listen. First of all, before I get in this video, let me just say that I had my shirt unbuttoned like this, and it was very Rico Suave, but I was like, nobody wants to see all that, but it did look hot. So anyway, no, let me say this, okay? I am not giving any more free advice in my videos. I do not care what the other drama channels do. Y'all have at it. I am not giving these people free advice anymore, because they literally take our advice, they fuck it up, and they don't pay us 1 cent for it, okay? And I'm not saying we ain't making coin off all these 5,000 videos we made in the last week, because we have. But, you know, I'm not giving any more free advice. If they want some advice on how to clean this mess up, they can call me on the phone, or they can get me up in DMs, just like the rest of us, and say, what the hell should I do? And, you know, a lot of people have asked me, do you think that the situation is able to be cleaned up? Yes, I absolutely believe that the situation is able to be cleaned up. I don't think any situation is that you can't clean up. I don't think they're going about it in the appropriate way. So, I watched the video, and I took notes, as one does when you're a drama aggravation investigator of the East Coast, West Coast, Central. So anyway, I went in here and I took 3 pages of notes watching this video, which was 3 pages less than the notes that I had on Gabriel Zamora's video. So, okay, let's get right into this. Right at the beginning, he apologizes to Gabriel, but what he says is, I need to first off, before I get into this, I need to apologize to Gabriel. So I'm going to give you guys literally my reaction, my rundown. And so what would happen is, as I'm watching the video, I would just give you, like, you know, I would write something down that just, like, stuck out to me. So, imagine that you're sitting across from me and we're having a conversation and you're like, oh my God, girl, did you just watch Manny Mua's video? And I'm like, yeah. Would you have died if because he used so many of my words in the video. They sit there and they act like they don't watch the drama aggravation channels. Aggravate this all day long. They watch us, okay? Because you sit there and you watch it and they pick up certain words and then they repeat it in their videos, like disingenuous, which I have been saying forever in all my videos. I'll tell you what's disingenuous. Using our words to script your fucking apology, your second apology video that isn't even an apology video. It's ridiculous. So anyway, at the time, okay, but oh, what I was gonna say was, would you not have died if, because he talks about himself in third person. What, girl? He's like, you know, Manny Mua this, and, you know, like, I got caught up in who Manny Mua was and all this kind of stuff. Would you have died if he would have said Manny Mua? I would have lived. I'd have been like, okay, fact check right there. You're watching my videos. You're not watching them hard enough because you're not listening to what I had to say. But anyway, currently the video has 268,066 views, and it has 11,000 likes and 18,000 dislikes. And let me just tell you, the people come for him in the comment sections, okay? And we're going to get to that in just a little bit. I don't know why the video needed to be 25 minutes long. I don't know why it couldn't have been half that. A lot of people say that in the comment sections. It just was like over and over and over the same thing. And it's okay, so let's get into this. So first of all, he says, I need to apologize to Gabriel. He doesn't say, Gabriel Zamora, I'm sorry, okay? I mistreated you as a friend. I was a shit person. I talked to my PR person and I told you what you had to do. I didn't suggest it. I didn't ask you as a friend. I told you what you had to do and all this kind of stuff, right? No, that's the first thing he does. And then what he turns around and does is, right there, he says, at that time, what I was thinking was, a friend wouldn't really do this to us, right? If, like, Gabriel was really a friend, he wouldn't have put this picture out and, you know, like, and made it look like we didn't have anything to do with it. Okay, so this is a PR tactic that he's doing. This is like very much a direct PR tactic, and what it is to deflect, and okay, remember Gabriel said in his video that Manny creates narratives, okay? So what he's doing for you is he's creating an alternative narrative. He's saying, no, I apologize. He never says I'm sorry. Now, not once in the entire video. And you know what? I'm sorry doesn't mean a whole lot to me anyway. He does own his part. He says, I'm owning my part. I need to do this. So, okay, you know, like, that's a lot, right? But, like, everybody else has said I'm sorry in their videos. Like, I don't understand why you can't just, he cannot get on video and apologize directly to these people. In fact, at one point he says, that's between us. Like, basically saying, fuck you people, you don't have a right. No, this is a huge public issue now, okay? Like, you are losing mass amounts of subscribers. All of these numbers that you became consumed with that you talk about are now literally, I mean, I just went and looked at his social blade. It's really sad, you guys. I mean, people are unsubscribing now even more than they were before in this video. So he goes in there and he talks about, you know, like, all this kind of stuff. And to borrow a phrase from Gabriel Zamora, see, what we're not gonna do, okay, Manny, is flip the script back on Gabriel. Because Gabriel came out and gave a very, very honest portrayal of his side of the story. You never discounted his story, not once, okay? You never in your video discounted Gabriel's story. So what that tells us is, unless, girl, you're gonna put out a third video, which I hope to God somebody talks you out of that shit, but you didn't discount his story. So what you did by not discounting his story was you backed his story up and said that everything that Gabriel said was true. That's the facts right there, okay? So then he goes in and he's talking about how he was part of it because he liked the picture and blah, 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 whatever. And, you know, that the only reason that he didn't say something was because he was prideful. He was prideful because he was like, no, a friend wouldn't do this to me. A friend wouldn't do this to me. Okay, so let's back up for a second, right? So now he's saying that he was prideful and that's why he didn't say what he said. Which means when he came out and he said, I liked the video, but I liked the picture, but I didn't read, or the picture or the video, whatever. I liked the picture, but I didn't, I have been talking about this shit for so long now, come on. I liked the picture, but I didn't know what the comment said, he said. Remember that? Okay, so basically what he just said was, my pride got in the way. No, basically what you just said is you're a liar. That's what you just said. On camera, I'm a liar, I lied, okay? So let's just be clear about all this. At that point in the video, and this is just like a couple minutes in, I noticed that there was like a lot of tension in his face. And I was like, this is really hard for him. And I couldn't figure it out. I was like, Mora's gonna become, you know, like out in this video. I don't know if this video is like focusing like crazy or what the hell it's doing. I never film in this room because it's my hotel room. But, you know, I was like, okay, he's gonna get into some really deep shit because he is like tense. You can see it, and, you know, unless he's got TMJ, which I used to have, so I totally get that one. That's the teeth grinding thing, right? Okay, so anyway, then he goes in there and he talks about Patrick Starr and he talks about Jeffree Star and he talks about, oh my God, and how much they've helped him and, you know, blah, 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 and they used to be best of friends. And he creates this narrative that he and Patrick Starr are very cool with each other, and that when he sees Patrick Starr, oh, I just saw Patrick at VidCon, we sat down and, girl, we had the best talk of our entire life. Well, as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about the video where he came and he talked about the girl that he met in the meet and greet, and that he created this whole storyline of how, like, they had this conversation about her going to college and stuff, which, yes, he asked her if she was, like, going to college or asked her about her life, but that was not the condition of the conversation. She did a whole video and showed the DMs, and he only chose to spin it the way that he wanted to. So then, I'm, like, sitting here, and I'm like, well, we don't have Patrick's story. Patrick hasn't said anything. Oh, yes, he has. Patrick has. On the heels of Gabriel's video, go back and watch my last video. I talked about all of this, okay? I talked about Jeffree's response, Thomas Halbert's response, and Manny's response. Patrick came out and said, now you know, 100%. So you're gonna sit here and tell me that you and Patrick are cool as ice, and he's calling you out on Twitter? Seriously. Patrick Starr doesn't call anybody out on Twitter, okay? He just doesn't get messy. But now, you and Patrick are so cool that he's calling you out on Twitter. Did you not see that tweet, Manny? Did your PR people not send that to you? I don't believe that, not for 1 second. So anyway, and then he goes in there, he doesn't really say a whole lot about Jeffree Star. It's like, girl, could you just have gotten on video and just apologized to the man? Like, is this that difficult for you? Seriously? He blames it all on miscommunication. He goes in this whole thing about miscommunication between he and Jeffree, and then he turns it back on himself. And, you know, I said this in his original video that he really victimizes himself, and it's in subtle nuances that he does. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching this, and I'm like, he really doesn't think that he did anything wrong, you know? Like, later in the video, he talks about how he asked his parents, like, do you think I've changed? And they're like, yeah, like, you've changed, you know, like, it's all like Hollywood's gotten to you. You're not the same person that you were. Which I thought, you know, for his parents, like, that made me really sad. Because, I mean, I've loved the videos where he's had his dad in it and stuff like that, you know, and I really do believe, you know, I'm a believer that, you know, at the core, there is goodness in all people. I really try so hard to believe that. And I don't believe that Manny is like this horrible person. I just really don't. Do I think that he is shady as fuck with his friends? Yes. Do I think that if Manny tomorrow called me up and said, do you want to be my best Judy? I'd say, no, you're a sinking ship, first of all, girl. So, I mean, you know what I mean? So, but I mean, I would say, I'll talk to you. Like, you know, like, hey, yeah, I think everybody deserves some support. But like, girl, be an honest friend to people. Like, seriously? Like, what are you doing? Okay? My video right now, my drama video, sitting here just talking to y'all is more authentic than this contrived PR bullshit that he put out. Let's just be for real, okay? So then he goes in here and he talks about this and he says, at this point he says, I want to be the best version of myself. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, girl, that sounds real familiar. I say that in my videos on all 4 channels. I talk about that. On all 4 channels, I already say, talk about being the best version of yourself, remaining teachable. I even got remain teachable sweatshirts and t-shirts and mugs over my merch shop listed below. Go check it out. So anyway, then he says, like one of the things that baffled me through this whole video is that he will not apologize. Like he says, I need to apologize to Gabe. He will not apologize to these people. He won't, right? Why is that? Is it that he truly doesn't think that he has anything to apologize for? So maybe he does need to take some time and really look at this pride and ego. Let me get my notes. That's like Rich Lux's wonky eyelash. Okay, let's get right in here. So then, I texted Rich. I was like, girl, where's your video? He said, I'm uploading it. So anyway, let me get in here. Lack of communication. Yes, lack of communication. You know Manny. Okay, now you know Jeffree Star watched this video. Jeffree Star said I didn't watch that video. I don't believe that, okay? You know Jeffree is sitting there watching this video with a good Red Bull, right? And I'm sure that at that part where he said, yeah, I just think that it was lack of communication, I am sure Jeffree spit his Red Bull straight across the room. What the fuck? What 2 friends go their separate ways? Seriously? Like, they weren't dating, okay? This isn't marriage counseling. What 2 friends, like, go their separate ways and the friend says, yeah, it was miscommunication. No, you did some shit. And now Jeffree's gonna come out and call you a horrible person like he did Laura Lee. What did you do, Manny? Like, why couldn't you just get on video and say it? Gabriel said it. Like, oh my God, we want that video. That's what we want, okay? We want your truth. Not some contrived, let me talk all around the issues kind of stuff. I just, you know, and I know that there's like 10,000 people out there who, raise your hand, that buys this shit. Seriously? I mean, at this point, this is a damage control tactic because he is so scared of the power that Gabriel Zamora and these people have at this point that he is afraid for his career. And he should be. Like, he seriously should be, because these makeup companies and brands are dropping these people left and right, and it's not just over now the tweets or the picture, it's like all of it, okay? It is that all of this together is bad brand representation, and they're like, nope, can't be aligned with this at all, and they're not gonna be aligned with it anytime soon. So your careers are majorly affected by what happened, and you just can't, like, I don't know. I wanted so hard to watch this video and be like, okay, Manny, this was really authentic, but it just doesn't feel that way to me. And I think like now, like when I watch his videos, I'm like, do I even know, like watching Manny on camera, like who he really is authentically? Like, I don't know that, you know? Like, I don't think any of us do. So anyway, he owns his own shadiness in there and talks about liking tweets, but we all do that. Every time he says something, he says, oh, but we all do that. Oh, it was miscommunication. Not on his part. He and Jeffree, oh, I lost my notes. Holy shit. Beast. I might edit that out, I might not. Get over it. So anyway, look, wonky eyelash. So anyway, you know, it's like with the whole miscommunication thing. It's like he can't just say, he turns it around and he says, you know, like, I'm afraid of confrontation. And I understand this part, he said, because of anxiety and things like that. You know, he's like, I'm afraid of confrontation. And so, you know, like, I didn't want to confront people and tell them how I really felt and my feelings and stuff, and I'm like, here he is again, switching the narrative. Here he is, Manny the victim. Here he is again, switching the narrative. Okay, so then he goes in there and he says, you know, I don't want to lose another friend. You know, like, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching this, I'm thinking to myself, you know, like, lose another friend. Like, who are your friends right now? Like, I mean, that's interesting to me. Like, what's going on behind the scenes with these 4? Are they continuing to support each other? Like, basically what he said, because he talked about Gabriel in there, and how Gabriel doesn't want anything to do with him. So that means that he and Laura are still supporting each other. Are you kidding me? You got, like, Laura Lee, your friend Manny did not come out and support you and make some lame-ass excuse in this video that the reason that he didn't was because he was prideful. Oh, no. That is a friend that would be exiting out of my life, like, with some quickness. Seriously? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you're worried about losing another friend. Gal, you need to be worried about losing another subscriber. My God. Have you looked at your own social blade? It's sad. We are all, I don't know that we're rooting for it, but, I mean, we're all, like, sitting there looking at it, and it's just like, for me, it's not a joke. For me, it's not funny. I don't look at that stuff and laugh. I don't look at that and see like, oh, this is really funny. Manny's getting his, you know, comeuppance and all that kind of stuff. I truly did sound like the old man at YouTube, comeuppance. I mean, I don't feel that way. You know, I look at that and say, and yeah, I make drama videos and I respond to these things, and this is my commentary and this is what I do on this channel. I have 3 other channels in case you want to go watch them. But I'm sitting there and I'm watching this and I'm like, this is devastating, you know? This is dreams lost. This is careers ended. This is opportunities that will never be open again. And it's really, really sad. And yet you still can't just get on video and be completely honest. And you know, and I'm gonna tell you why. He goes in there and talks about Patrick. I talked about that. He talks about the communication again. He talks about his parents. I already addressed that. And then he goes in there and he said that he should be better. And I said, no. I legit have like notes of what I was gonna say. I never do that in my videos. He says in there, he goes like, I need to be better, right? I should be better. No, what you should do is, y'all ready to hear what my note said? Hire a better PR person. That's what you should do. You should call it Peter Monn and say, Peter, I am seriously like losing all my coin, but whatever I do have, I will pay you to help me clean up this mess. And what I will say to you is, no, you'll have to call me and find out. But it's what I say in all of my videos. It's not that deep, really, you know? But, I mean, at the end of the day, who am I? It's a drama aggravation channel. So, you know, he goes in there and he says all this stuff about how he loves his friends and all that kind of stuff. And this is the part that was really interesting to me. You don't see any emotion in this video whatsoever, none. I mean, at one point he goes, I'm shaking, and I was waiting for him to hold up his hand and go like this, you know? Like, he says that, but it's like, I didn't see him shaking in the video, and I'm, you know, everybody, listen, I said, I tried to defend Laura Lee. Girl, I did, I know, that was the most jokety apology, but I try to defend her, I don't anymore, okay? After watching that video 6 times back, but anyway, you know, like, I mean, he's sitting there talking about how he's shaking, and I'm like, I don't see you shaking in this video. I just don't, okay? But maybe he is. Maybe he's shaking on the inside. I don't know, shake, rattle, and roll. But, you know, like, when he's talking about his best friend and having lost all his, like, or his friends, and having, he's like, you know, all of them we were really good friends. Like, I lost these friends, you know, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about my best friend, my good Judy Tanya, that I talk about, like, in all my videos. She's in my vlog. She's in, you know, anyway, she's so supportive of me. We have been friends for 22 years. And, you know, I was thinking about that, and we have gotten in, like, 1 or 2, like, serious fights in our life. And, but I think that's it. Like, maybe even just this one incident that happened. We were in Tennessee, and it was at this cabin. It doesn't matter. But anyway, you know, that one situation, like, I can remember, like, I was devastated. I was like, she's never gonna talk to me again. Like, you know, like, I'm so upset about this. And I remember that drive home, like, my husband and I were driving home, and I was like, and he's like, she's gonna talk to you. And literally, we both got home. Like, I got home to Indianapolis, and she and her husband got home like half an hour later, and she called me. We were both, like, bawling on the phone. I'm like, I'm so sorry. She's like, I'm so sorry, too. How can you not have any emotion when you are sitting there talking about losing all these people that were so fucking important to you? Seriously? No, I don't buy that. I don't buy that these people were really that important to you. I think you're using them. So anyway, note number 4. I don't really think that he thinks that he did anything wrong. I don't. You know, watching this video, it's so difficult for him to apologize. Like, he won't apologize. Like, it's like he can't apologize, right? Like, he just can't. Like, he doesn't apologize to Jeffree. He doesn't apologize to Patrick Star. He doesn't apologize really to any of them except for Gabriel. He doesn't apologize to his best friend Laura Lee for not having her back through this whole thing. You know, it's a whole thing. He doesn't apologize to the drama aggravation channels for having to, like, be up on their anniversary night. It's not till Saturday. Making all kinds of videos about his nonsense. I mean, he owes me an apology. Manny, you owe me an apology. I'm sorry, okay? So anyway, and then at the end of it he goes, and if you don't like it, I understand if you have to unfollow me. And I'm like, rewind. Is that Gabriel's end statement? Did he really sit there, okay, on the floor, just like Gabriel, just like Trisha Paytas did? I mean, she invented the floor, let's be for real, okay? Did he really sit down on the floor, reach over, turn on the camera, like I told them all to do in a video, 6 videos ago, okay? Reach over and then end the video with Gabriel's statement of like, if you have to unfollow me, are you really that unoriginal? Now, I have speculated over the last 6 months that you've copied everybody's ideas out there under the sun, but like seriously, you even stole Gabriel Zamora's end statement of his apology, his very authentic apology. I can't. I just can't. I can't. And then he ends it all by saying that he's going to take a break. And I actually think that's really a good idea. You know, I said in my video yesterday that I was very concerned about, you know, like the effects that this was having on them. I think this would be a time, you know, like, and I am totally not joking when I say this. These people make such extraordinary amount of money. It is unbelievable, right? I think this might be a time for Manny to like take one good friend that has nothing to do with YouTube or his brother or his mom and dad or whatever and go somewhere on an island and sit there for 2 weeks and don't put anything. Your career is not going to be affected positively or negative by you posting any videos, okay? Right now probably is not the best time to post videos. So take 2-3 weeks off. Go to some island, you know, I don't know, go to, you know, Saba, go to St. Bart's, go to Fiji again, whatever, and sit there and really truly reflect on your life about who you want to be going forward. I said I'm not going to give advice, and here I am. But take some time, like honest to goodness, take some time. I think maybe get somebody to talk to, you know, sit down and talk to them, you know, a counselor or a life coach or whatever, and say, like, I have a really hard time with communication with my friends if you really believe that. I've changed as a person. I've become ego-driven. Go to somebody and talk about that. If you really want to change, go and work on yourself. We will see the results down the road, but people aren't behind you right now. And this coming up in the video the next day after Gabriel's, this was not a smart move, at least not to me. I don't know. But like I always say, I leave it to you guys. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.